Okay, Tuesday, back rear delt day. Well, that's what I trained today at least. For you it might be something different, but for me it's back and rear delt day. And it is, that focuses about 3:30 in the afternoon. So I'm training a little bit later today, later than usual lately, because I actually managed to squeeze out my entire day of work already. And after kind of toying with the idea of doing that for a while now and actually putting it into practice today, might actually be something that I implement moving forward on all of my work days. Just basically box off the first half of the day for work alone, and obviously fasted cardio. And then after I've done all of that, pre-workout meal, let that digest a little bit, edit a YouTube video, and then basically get on with the day, get to the gym, do my training, that sort of thing. And then that way I have the evening free to myself. I don't have to feel like I've got other things still on my agenda for the day, essentially. Because the plan last night was for the partner and I, Michaela and I, to go see the new Hunger Games film, but I didn't quite finish my session in time, so we weren't able to go. And I wanted to make sure that I had a window today to be able to do that if we chose that's what we wanted to do. If we just decided, hey, yeah, let's go see the movie, I wanted to have the ability to be able to just go do that. So yeah, I prioritized my day to basically get my training done like early afternoon, and then all my work done prior. So that's why I've done what I've done today, and now it's time to basically mix up my intra-workout EAAs, get in there, train, get home, shower, and ready for the movies. I think the screening's at 7 p.m, so considering it's 3:30, movie at 7 p.m, time to get a decent session in, get home, not feel rushed, shower, get dressed, have a post-workout meal, and then go see the movie. And also, I'll have time in between there, most likely to reply to any kind of messages I've gotten from my clients, athletes today, and then also do a little bit of video editing. Nothing to really touch on. Body weight's the same this morning as it was yesterday, which wasn't really a surprise to me. I expected it to kind of just plateau where it's currently at, because I did drop 3 kilograms or 7 pounds last week, which was a pretty hefty drop. Got the check-in response from my coach, and just because I lose weight pretty rapidly when I'm in a deficit, he's given me the all clear to have an off-plan meal, like a full off-plan meal, not just like a usual off-plan meal, because usually I'm entitled to one meal off my meal plan that's still within my macros. But he said just have a meal, like you're not in contest prep. If you want to have a off-plan meal, have one. You can afford to do it. You don't get fat easily, that sort of thing. So yeah, I might do that this week, but I'll probably give it a miss, because the plan is the Cheesecake Factory, the first Cheesecake Factory in Thailand, opens on the 3rd of January, so this Saturday, I believe. So not this Saturday, but next Saturday, either Steve, Aaron, and Adam and I, Chris as well, a bunch of us, we're all basically getting together and we're going to hit up Cheesecake Factory. I'll probably conserve my off-plan meal for then and just, go a little bit nuts. Again, if you're somebody who gets fat easily, I wouldn't recommend doing this, because you'll probably shoot yourself in the foot in terms of progress. But for me, I'm one of those people where I can eat 5,000, 6,000 calories and sometimes wake up lighter the next day. Don't ask me how, it's just how my body is. So yeah, I'm gonna mix this up, get in there, get the training session done, and I'll see you guys in there. Now, I've been having a little bit of a think about it, and I think I'm going to do what I did the other day on Sunday. Instead of doing 2 rear delt exercises, instead of doing face pulls and then the rear delt row, which usually transitions me into my back training, I'm just going to do double the volume on the face pulls. I just find the movement feels good, to be honest. It feels better, to be completely fair, than the row, the rear delt row. And at the end of the day, if you can leave more, I guess you would say, exercises up your sleeve, more tools in your toolbox, so to speak, then you're going to have a more resourceful toolbox to pull from when you need to, say, rotate a movement out because it's getting stale. So doing twice as much volume on half the amount of exercises versus doing half the amount of volume on twice as many exercises is a more sustainable approach to training programming, I think, from like a longevity standpoint, because there's only so many exercises that click well with you. Like, the big part of personalizing training isn't having a completely unique program to everyone else. Like, nobody's that fucking special. Like, we all do the same exercises, or to a degree. We all do the same amount of training sessions to a degree. Anywhere between 4 to 6 sessions a week is usually where 99% of people fall. So, I mean, the nuance or the personalization comes down to which exercises click with you as an individual, and then out of those exercises, how many for each body part or for each muscle group do you have? Because that's going to be your extent of your toolbox, essentially. So if you're using all of those exercises that are effective exercises for you as a person in a single training block, what are you going to change to when you hit a plateau, when things get stale, when you stall? Fucked if I know. You're already doing all the exercises that you gel well with, like whether that be mechanically, like say your biomechanics or anthropometry only allows you to really get a high amount of stimulus without a disproportionately high amount of fatigue from, say, 3 different rear delt exercises, and you got all 3 rear delt exercises in your training block. Well, where do you go from there? You can't really swap it out for anything. There's nothing to swap it to. So that's kind of what I'm getting at. So I'm going to do double the volume on face pulls here. I've got a different attachment today, so it might feel a little bit different. I'm still going to start with the same weight that I normally do, but I will do a warm-up set first. Then I'll jump to the same weight I normally use with the other attachment, and I'll just see how that feels. If I lose a rep or two or gain a rep or two, I'm not going to treat it as a loss of strength or as a PB. I'm just going to treat it as it's a different or a slightly different setup for this same exercise. Alright, half-ass warm-up set done. I believe I was at 47.7 when I used this specific stack last time, so I'll start there. I won't double check my phone, I'm 99% confident that's where I was at. So yeah, instead of doing 4 sets of face pulls, 3 sets of rear delt row, I'll just do 7 sets of face pulls. Sounds like a lot, and I hate doing odd numbers of sets, but I'll do it anyway because that's the equivalent volume. As tempted as I am to do 8 or 10, I'm not going to do that. 1, it'll just take way too long, and 2, there's just no real advantage to it. But yeah, time to do the first working set. Don't need a full rest because that was only a warm-up. I think you get the idea of that. I won't record the other 3 sets. I'll just do that. But 3 more sets of this to go and then on to the next exercise. On to the first back exercise of the session. Pullovers. Same weight as last week. Even though I haven't actually done a back exercise yet, the face pulls warmed my back up enough to just jump straight into the working weight. So I'll do 2 working sets, the face pulls, and it'll be onto the single arm pull down, which I'll probably actually switch to the plate loaded pull down because I've kind of maxed out the free motion machine and it's not heavy enough anymore. Just received a notification then my protein powder's been delivered, so that's good. Been out of protein powder for a couple of days now, so I've had to buy these kind of like high protein milk drinks from the grocery store in the meantime. And although they're nice, they just don't sit as good. They don't sit as well. They are lactose free, but I don't think they put enough of the lactase enzyme in it. So it doesn't really quite break down enough of the lactose for it to be very tolerable. So yeah, I'm glad that's arrived now. The protein powder I get specifically, it's an isolate, but it's got digestive enzymes added to it. And because of the very low lactose content of whey isolate itself, adding even the slightest bit of digestive enzymes to it, provided that you've got lactase in that enzyme complex, is more than enough to allow you to kind of like digest it very effectively. So looking forward to diving into that today. Probably have some in my protein oats before bed, but we'll see how we go. Second set. What the heck? I'm gonna do a third set. Alright, so I'm rotating out the usual single arm cable pull down on the free motion equipment for this. Main reason is I haven't gotten anywhere close to maxing out this, whereas I've maxed out the free motion machine and I need to be able to make that more challenging, and I don't have the ability to, so I'll switch to the more challenging variant, which is this. And I only require 2 plates a side at the minute for it. The big issue with a lot of these hammer strength pieces of equipment is a lot of people really overload it too much. Like they just slap on way too much weight, more than they can handle, and they think that they're actually performing the movement very effectively, but they're not. I deadlift, or I should say deadlifted, I have deadlifted over 330 kilo at 100 kilo body weight at the time. What's 330 kilo in pounds? I think it's like 700 plus pounds. It's pretty sure it's over 700 pounds. So I've deadlifted over 700 pounds at a body weight of 220 pounds. And this weight is challenging for me in the 10 to 15 rep range. So if you're anywhere near half of what I was deadlifting, the chances you're probably not going to need 3 or 4 plates a side on this. If you do, you're probably not doing it correctly, or you could be doing it better. So say that. It's not definitive, but it's highly likely. And because this is a hammer strength piece of equipment, neither side is attached to the other side, so I can perform it unilaterally, one arm at a time, or I can perform it bilaterally and it's still evenly loading or evenly distributing the load over each side. So yeah, I'm just going to do both at the same time to save time, make the session more efficient, and get out of here a little bit quicker. And if you have any doubt about what I'm saying, you should go watch one of the Mr. Olympia competitors, Justin Shire, lift. Go to his Instagram, go to his YouTube, and watch the kind of weight he's moving, the kind of execution he is doing everything with, and the sheer size of that guy. He's an absolute meat titan. And if he can grow as much as he has grown, PDs or no PDs, it doesn't matter. If he can grow as much as he has grown and progress as much as he has progressed, using the weights he's used, you do not need double the weight. Like, if you're half the size of Justin Shire and you're lifting more weight than him, you've got a big ego, man. Very big ego. That's definitive. Anyhow, a bit of a rest, rant over, and 2 more sets. God, one to go. Now, before I dive in and do this final set of these pull downs here, I wanted to touch a little bit on back training in general. And I suppose my philosophy or approach when it comes to effectively training the back, because it is one of my stronger body parts. Yes, I'm slightly genetically predisposed to having a strong back. However, I've also busted my ass, and I do attribute a lot of its growth due to my background in swimming when I was younger. And I thank my dad for getting me into surf lifesaving for that fact. Being able to do a lot of swimming, a lot of breaststroke, a lot of freestyle butterfly, and just developing strong lats through that constant motion that the arm's going through at the shoulder joint definitely set me up, or put me in a good position, I should say, to develop a very strong back in the years to come when I started doing my back training. But I can boil down effective back training to 3 points. Have some sort of unsupported pull in your back training. That can be a horizontal or a vertical pull. I suggest alternating every so often, every couple training blocks, between a vertical or a horizontal unsupported pull. Or it could even be some sort of a deadlift variant. Second point, some sort of supported pull, whether that be a horizontal or vertical, again, alternating between every so often. And then some sort of pullover variation, whether it be a machine, a dumbbell, a cable rope pullover, something, because that way you're effectively targeting all the actions of the muscles in the back, essentially, to varying degrees. And you can do single arm variations, bilateral, where you do both arms at the same time. Getting a bit of variety throughout your training macro cycle, or throughout the year of training, if you want to look at it that way, is the best way to build a very big back. It doesn't sound pretty, it doesn't sound extravagant or innovative or fancy. It's literally boring as hell, just doing the same boring shit over and over again, but it's what led me to building the back that I have, and it's what will lead me to building an even bigger back over the years to come. Right, let's get this shit out of the way. One exercise to go. Okay, final exercise. Bent over dumbbell rows. I fucking hate these things, but they're really good for you. You just got to perform them right, otherwise you won't feel them at all. At least that's what I found. Some music playing. Maybe not. Don't know if my phone's cooperating. We'll see. Yep, got it going. Cool. Whew.